Moving on to another segment. This time not prepared by me. Prepared by our listeners. Overrated, underrated. Been a while since we've done this, fellas. But literally, we're just going to rattle through all the listener submissions for overrated and then every single one for underrated. They may not have any correlation. Let's just figure it out. All right. So I'm going to start with all the submissions under overrated. I'm going to go with the first one. And boys, you just tell me. It's overrated or underrated.
All right.
So Kyle says vaping is overrated. Boys, you've all got your whiteboards. I've got my little buzzer, so there will be a sound alongside it as well. But tell me in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
I've gone perfectly rated.
Okay.
Oh, I've gone overrated.
I think overrated as well.
I think it's overrated.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear your thoughts then. Why do you think it's perfectly rated?
I don't think anyone thinks vaping is under or over. I think it's at this point rated by everyone who does it, and then those who don't do it just don't care.
Maybe I'm confusing the addiction with highly rating.
Yeah, I think
because
that's
it's
what it
so
is.
prevalent and people love it, but maybe they're just addicted to vapes.
But I feel like the people who made a big deal about vaping, like that kind of phase is gone now.
No, I think it's overrated because people, like, if you compare it to cigarettes, that's what I'm comparing it to, right?
Right.
So like people who don't smoke cigarettes, they're like, I vape because it's healthier. I'm like, I don't know if it's healthy. We just
Is
don't
it?
know about the
Yeah.
negative, health ramifications so far. What did you put, Kush?
I said overrated as well. I just have this core like memory of at a night out and then this vape being passed around between like 5 people. Same mango vape just being puffed by the different lips. Gotta say, it's kind of yuck. And that to me made always vaping is overrated.
See, but I think that time has passed. I feel like it's not done that commonly anymore.
This
Like
was
there's
last
people
Saturday,
who-
my friend. This was last
All
Saturday.
right, never mind then.
The fact that it's so prevalent in schools, dare I suggest, overrated.
Oh,
The
but I think
appeal
the
of
kids
it.
love it, dude.
Dude, the kids love the
Yeah,
mango
they
flavor. I'm
would
telling you,
say
strawberry.
underrated.
Yeah. Because like, imagine this, right? You as like a 12, 13-year-old kid, or maybe you're in high school, so let's say 13 to 16, right? Some bloke passes on some magic vapor that tastes like fruits and also gives you a little bit of a head rush. I think those kids would be ravenous for the
Yeah,
vapes.
they would be.
They
They
would.
would be.
Imagine that. You just sitting in class, and it's also the escapism. Like I would use like phones and be like, oh, this is super fun. Like I'd go out of class to play games, or I'd play, games under my pencil case when the teacher's not looking. Sack the phones off, boys. Now it's who can puff the most without getting noticed by the teacher.
That was wild. That was wild.
That gesture was sick.
Sorry, come on now. Don't be rude.
All right. Well, that makes sense. We're going to move on to the next one. Pearl says the culture of constant self-improvement is overrated.
Well, we chatted about this last week, didn't we? Well, remember
Well,
when?
how about you first just
Yeah,
give
let's
me-
put our boards up
Yeah,
first, and then
okay.
we'll have a
Yap
discussion.
away straight away.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Come on.
All the Japanese, man.
All right. 3, 2, 1. What do we got? Sen?
Underrated.
Overrated.
Big time overrated.
Why?
Ooh, okay. Here we
It's
go.
ruining lives and mental health and everything, dude. This constant need for improvement and everything.
But she said self-improvement.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The mental pressure and pressure you put on yourself to always feel like you have to be improving. It's too much.
You're comparing yourself with yourself.
Doesn't matter. You shouldn't always compare regardless. You should be happy with what you have sometimes.
The thing that I have against like self-improvement, that's a crazy statement to say, but like a lot of people like to watch videos and read about self-improvement, but they don't actually self-improve.
They don't do
Yeah.
it.
But like
Yeah.
the actual act of like watching a YouTube video and like, oh, I should do that. That makes you feel good. But it's like in reality, nothing. It doesn't make sense.
You like the idea of it rather than actually doing it.
Yeah. So like a lot of people I feel like get into the thing of self-improvement where they just like watch all like Ali Abdal on YouTube or Captain Sinbad, whoever the latest like influencer is.
Yeah.
But like that's just to make themselves feel good without actually doing
But I
it.
think the idea of it isn't overrated.
Well, what was the exact like constant?
Yeah, actually, I didn't pick up on that word, but constant self-improvement, I would agree that is overrated. Constant to me.
Because your mind is always in a state of I have to do better. I always have to do better. If I don't do better, I'm a failure that day. That's what it is.
And Mix is right. Sometimes just be
And like
content.
just plain and simple. Not everyone's special.
Oh, mate, that's that Michael Jordan Mamba mentality.
But yeah,
bro.
but
you can
not-
always be better.
Yeah, but if everyone thinks like Michael Jordan, everyone's gonna be depressed because not everyone's Michael Jordan.
Psychos, yeah.
No, I like what you said, Kush. I'm big on the contentment, mate. Because sometimes if you feel like you need to constantly self-improve, then like, are you ever happy? Like you're just reaching for this tree that grows tall
How
every
can you
single
even
day.
know that you're happy? You know, just live it. You know what I'm saying?
Because then you're always gonna focus on things you can improve, not the things you're good at.
But in
Not
saying
the-
that, there is obviously self-improvement is obviously a good thing. You know what I mean? Like if you identify an area of your life that you need improvement on, then go ahead, go for it. Like maybe you want to be more empathetic. Yes, improve on that every day. But like I think everyone needs to relax, you know? It doesn't need to be so structured and formal.
Agreed. All right, we're going to go to the next one. We've got actually 2 or 3 that submitted the same one. Marriage. Marriage is overrated.
Name and
Wow.
shame them. Who said,
No, we
who
won't,
said this?
we won't name and shame,
Okay,
but there are
fine.
2 or 3 here that have said it. So
They said it's overrated.
They said it is overrated. So let's give our answers here in 3, 2, 1. Sent.
I think it's perfectly
It's-
rated. Oh, wait, Kush picked up one of them. Hang on.
No. I was about to say I'm going to hit both of them at the same time. That's what I was going to do. But
How is it overrated?
Marriage is what you make of it.
one person gave a little bit of an elaboration.
Yeah, go
Okay.
on.
Way too much for only a few hours.
So weddings. Yes, weddings are overrated. I agree with that.
Oh, is
but
he talking about-
marriage as the institution. Okay,
Yeah.
as someone
As
who
a-
is fairly monogamous, I think like for me it's perfectly
All
rated.
right, let's talk about both. Okay, marriage by
We'll
itself.
start with marriage. This
the
discussion is
concept of
marriage.
marriage.
Is it overrated or underrated?
I mean, I talked to the blokes at the pub. Apparently, it's very overrated for them.
I think it's perfectly
It's
rated.
perfectly
I would
rated.
agree, it's
Perfectly
perfectly
rated.
rated.
Okay.
Weddings?
All right, let's do it again for weddings.
Let's do it. All right, weddings. All right, overrated, underrated. Give me your answers in 3, 2, 1. Send.
Underrated.
Overrated.
Overrated.
I've gone
I
overrated.
love
as well.
weddings, dude. They're so fun.
I love
As-
attending weddings.
as a goer.
yeah,
You like as a goer.
Yeah. Well, none of us have had to plan our own ones yet, so maybe my answer might change by
Even
then.
still,
but-
in concept, I would rather someone spend money on go on a big boy holiday for themselves than spend tens of thousands on other people.
If it's a goer, I think it's underrated as well.
yeah,
Weddings
as
are like
a goer, yeah.
it's the best fun you can have. I think as an
For free.
as an actual concept, like you think about, you know, a cake is $50, wedding cake $500.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with all that.
decorations $100, wedding decorations $1,000. Do you know
Yeah, it's a lot.
what I'm saying? So really,
But as a guest, though, it is
It's
one of
beautiful,
the
dude.
funnest things you can go.
Food, dessert, dances,
Drinks.
alcohol. Come on, man.
no, as a guest, because it's like, yeah, it's the best part of like going to a club, but instead of the randoms, sack the randoms off.
You
It's
got
all your
people you know,
friends.
It's people you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and the DJ is playing like really your music,
and you
know what I
can't
mean?
get kicked out.
So it's a win-win.
Sometimes you can, but we won't go into that. Next one. Next one. The original J1M1 says Spotify Premium is overrated. Let's give out answers here. 3, 2, 1. 10.
Underrated, but I'm gonna.
Sorry,
What did you say?
underrated.
Yeah. But I don't use Spotify Premium, so I'm just gonna extend that to Apple Music, and I'm gonna say
Paid
underrated.
streaming services.
Paid streaming service. I'm gonna say underrated.
Underrated always, man. Any sort of paid streaming service. Dude, the wealth of content you have there.
Okay.
No.
Sorry.
If we're
No.
saying that phrase, a lot of overrated.
Oh, I don't think so. I think streaming services are underrated.
You're a movie buff. That's why. Like
That's
for me,
why,
Netflix
yeah.
is trash. I literally, yeah. We're not talking about Netflix.
Yeah.
Spotify for me underrated 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the ads in between music. Fuck that.
And the dollar cost
And I was
benefit
gonna say,
is unreal. It's like what I'm on a family plan, so I pay peanuts to the.
Yeah, I think
the dollar.
everyone's on the
And
family
how many minutes are you spending per month? Probably a couple 100,000.
There's nothing worse if
So
I go,
it's-
someone gets the aux, play 2 songs, bang, ad.
No, I don't even know anyone who doesn't have
I
a
was gonna say at
premium
this
version.
point everyone has it. So
Like I cannot. I think Spotify make their free product so bad that like everyone pays for the paid stuff.
And the reason why I say it's also underrated is because I remember back in the day, the labor I had to do to get a playlist of 30 songs that I wanted to listen on the
big
go.
time.
Yeah.
To download 30 songs, and then if I wanted, any sort of metadata, I have to put in myself. Whereas now, man, it's all at my fingertips.
YouTube to MP3 was the best app. You just download the
X2 YouTube to MP3, 320 kbps for the high quality.
Yeah, like I remember, it's a nightmare. If you're talking about all streaming services, Kush, how can you agree with that?
I still think this, to me, I'm finding more and more content. I would not be paying for them monthly though. For me, it's like a 1 month use, get rid of, come back to it maybe like in 6 months time.
Okay,
That's what I would be doing.
Okay.
But like, I think that usage is underrated.
I am sailing the high seas a lot these days.
What does that mean?
I'm-
Where are you going?
I'm pirating,
Is the Pirate Bay still out? Like, I thought it was done.
as in
It's
like
the concept. Just
the concept. Like
Okay,
I'm watching
sorry.
stuff not on a streaming site. I'm watching on like Couch Tuna.
1, 2, 3 movies.
1, 2, 3 movies. That sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't do that. Anyone
I don't
listening
do that
out
as
there,
well.
no.
Piracy is a crime.
Piracy
It's a crime. You wouldn't steal a car.
Yeah, you wouldn't download a boat.
Also, if any listeners are out there, I have 1 month of Be in Sport that I accidentally paid for. So if anyone wants that, let me know.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Tiara says, drinking, brackets, alcohol, just seems expensive and is used as a social lubricant. It's overrated. So answers here: 1, 2,
Underrated.
3. Underrated. As
Underrated.
Highly overrated.
One of the most overrated things in society.
So
Well.
underrated.
Just a little bit of fun is all right. You know?
Exactly.
It's overglorified, mate. It's
Okay.
way overglorified.
Give me, you saying underrated? Why?
So underrated. Any work event, bang, give me a drink and I'm good to go.
Free alcohol.
Yeah.
To me, free alcohol is as used as a social lubricant, mate. Underrated.
Dude, I'll talk
Come
to
on.
anyone if you give me 1 or 2 drinks, bro. I'm good to go.
Yeah. What about you, Ro? You seem quite heavily in
No,
that.
me and Marty don't drink, like, really. So I think it's overrated. I feel like my personality sober and with a couple of drinks in me, for me, is identical. Like, it's exactly the
But
same.
your personality when you're hungry and not hungry is very different.
That's Jekyll and Hyde stuff.
If Ro is a bit rogue on an episode, he's hungry. That's all you need to know.
But like, I think for me personally, as like a personal choice, right?
Yeah.
My personality, I don't really need it as a social lubricant, in my opinion. For me, like, the personality is the same. Really, I'm just ingesting calories, and it's also like not drinking for me. Finally, I like the weight of thought has gone out of my mind. It's like I never have to plan how am I getting home from an event. I never have to go through this like ring-a-roll of am I driving, am I catching the bus, like whatever. It's a very simple life that I live these days.
Yeah, I just think overglorified in the media. You don't need it, man. Events, shit. If you can't talk to people, you can't talk to people. It is what it is.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one. That Chewy has
Yep.
given us a couple of locations which are overrated. Newtown and Bondi are overrated. What are our thoughts here on Newtown and Bondi?
They're very different places.
Yeah.
I
Why
was
don't we
gonna
do first
say-
one?
Yeah,
do
let's
the first
take them
one.
separately.
Let's
So
do first.
Newtown.
Newtown. All right. In 3, 2, 1, Zen.
I think it's perfectly rated.
I think it is underrated.
I think it's overrated.
I slightly underrated.
I think everyone now knows how good Newtown is. Like, I don't think it's underrated. I don't think it's overrated. At this point, you know what you're getting when you go to Newtown. Some good food, some culture, some bars.
I still think there's a wealth of good food and bars and culture that we haven't uncovered in Newtown.
Yeah, I think for how much it has to offer, it's not talked about enough.
Exactly.
I think it's talked about enough.
I would agree with that. I think it's, I mean, to be fair, my experience, I parked there one time, I got fined.
Is that why it's overrated?
It's very overrated for me. But and it's just one strip. Like, I don't know. It's just one street. You go down King Street, you go through the bars. It's like a nice area. I'm not going to say it's bad, but it is what it is.
And what was the next one?
We talked about Bondi now. And Bondi,
Alright.
give us your answers in 3, 2, 1, Sen.
Overrated.
Overrated.
Underrated.
Shit,
Ah, bro.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Come
You
on,
said
man.
Newtown is one street, so is Bondi.
No, I think the beach is always underrated. I think you can have, well, what's that look, Sam?
Yeah, the beach as a concept, I
Yeah.
would agree. But Bondi Beach, come on, man, it's overrated.
Nah. Bondi, look, I can understand your perceptions and your opinions, right? We all know where this is heading. A little bit of hate towards the clientele of Bondi potentially.
Oh, no. You.
No way.
No one
what are
said
you,
anything
what
about
are you
that,
talking
bro.
about?
At all. I was going to say it's packed like
Yeah.
sardines. That's why we want to go to Bondi
I was going to
Beach.
say it's far away.
Mate, what other restaurants can you get where you're overlooking the beautiful Bondi Beach? Not a lot.
Well, it's pretty fucking hard. There's only one Bondi Beach, so not many restaurants can do that.
Or just a beach in general. It's very rare. And
You got
I gotta say,
Coogee, Manly.
Yeah, you got Manly, the Stain, whatever.
the stain. Yeah, look, I think Bondi's a great place. And
Okay.
I'm just going to put that
I'm
out
not
there.
denying it's great.
Yeah, but it's
Overrated.
as fuck.
Why is it overrated?
There's better beach. But didn't Monavale Beach get named in the best beaches in the world?
Yeah, but they're chucking a UK beach out there in the top 5. Come on.
Yeah,
That list
but-
means nothing. Monavale's a great beach. But Bondi, dude, why does everyone hate Bondi Beach?
No,
It's
because
a good beach.
there's so much hype. There is so it's like the place, one of the 3 places people know Sydney for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tourist trap.
I don't think it justifies that compared to the fact we have so many other great beaches.
No, there are other beaches. We talked about this before. Bondi is close to the city. Like, obviously, there are other beaches on the northern.
So is
north and
Coogee. I'd
stuff.
rather go to Coogee.
Okay, well, that's just.
I'd rather go to Brighton than Bondi. There you go. How about that one?
Don't say that. That's actually a dead set lie. You got to admit that's a lie.
Get the jet skis out, boys.
All right, we move on to the last one for overrated, then we'll go into underrated. Bros85 says iced coffees are overrated. What are our thoughts here in 3, 2, 1? Zen,
Underrated.
underrated too.
I don't drink coffee. I have
Fair
nothing
enough.
to give here.
I'm going overrated.
All right,
it's
Meeks.
it's the culture around iced coffee. It's too much, bro. Everyone and their dog is showing up to work with an iced coffee in hand, and it all of a sudden it's like a fashion statement. It's a little accessory.
I don't know, iced coffee on a hot day.
On a hot
Zen?
day, it's beautiful.
It gives
It's
you a
very
little
nice.
coffee boost.
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying it's a good little product.
You just think it's the culture.
It's
around
the hype around an iced coffee. The fact that it has now become a personality to have an iced coffee. It ain't all that.
I've gone the other way. I'm an iced matcha man now.
Oh,
There's a campus in Barangaroo that does a beautiful iced matcha. Wowee. On a hot day. Oh, lovely.
Aren't iced coffees more expensive than regular coffees? The only extra ingredient is ice.
Yeah, mate, because it costs the business a couple $100 to run the ice machine.
Correct.
They got to incur that cost into the product.
Madness, though. You're right.
Okay.
Doesn't
alright.
make sense to me.
Dude, I paid $7 just quickly for a soda water.
what?
What?
Yeah, at
Where?
the Edda. They charge you $7
For
for
the
a soda
whole bottle?
water. No, for a glass of soda
No.
water and lime, $7.
Bro, I
No.
don't think they do.
That's not,
Actually,
that's
no.
literally not right.
At the bar at IMAX, they charge $6.50 for a soda water.
Yeah, but that's the IMAX.
No, but
No, that
soda
can't
water is
be
just
right.
no, seriously.
soda water is just water.
That $7 can't be
carbonated.
right. It can't be right.
No. I'm outraged at the fact that I'm having to pay for this at all.
No, I can justify paying for it.
Yeah, it should be like $4 or $5.
I say it'd be less. Should be like $3.
I think it should be
Should it be
free.
7?
Yeah.
No, it
Carbonation
can't be
is not free, brother.
It's not free.
Okay, all right, sorry. I've derailed this a little bit. Next one, Kush.
All right. We're now moving to underrated.
Underrated section of the day. Here we
All
go.
right, here we go. Okay. We got one person here. Sanu says critical banter is underrated. We don't need to talk too much about
There was
that.
like 5 people who said that.
yeah,
just
it was
quietly.
actually.
But it was on both sides. I saw some say overrated, some say underrated. So in the
it was
end,
our boy Sanu here.
perfectly rated.
Kind of overrated.
We'll go with David Us 73 says Uniqlo is underrated. What are our thoughts here? In 3, 2, 1, send.
Yes, big underrated.
Big time underrated here, Uniqlo. Sen, give us your thoughts on why Uniqlo is underrated.
It's just versatile. It's relative. Oh, actually, it's getting more and more expensive these days.
But it's the basics, Sen.
It's the basics. I even get my work shirts there now. So I get my business shirts, my casual shirts. I've got some pants from there as well.
Rose t-shirt right
I'm
now.
wearing an
Wow.
Airism t-shirt right now, Uniqlo.
Hot
has-
take. If they were to say airisms, I would say overrated.
Nah.
No, what?
The quality as well of the airisms has declined exponentially.
Oh, I haven't seen
Since
that.
we first got into it.
Exponentially is a massive over.
It has. It genuinely has.
No.
Don't
The
what?
think
material
it has,
and it,
bro.
yeah,
I
it
don't
has.
think it has.
It's on you.
My Airism t-shirts have been lasting me real good. Oh, Uniqlo's what
Solid.
a great shop.
Solid.
honestly.
It's what Kush said. You can get all the basics. You can get what you need.
And they're all
Pants.
good. They look good, man.
It's good quality. That's what it is.
We go to Japan. Well, mate, I can't wait to go to
Stocking
the
up.
flagship.
Yeah.
Anyone at
Uniqlo's
Uniqlo,
sure.
you want to sponsor
Actually, yeah,
anything?
That would be sick. I would love a
We're
uniform.
getting Airisms monthly in different colors.
What's Roger Federer? We talked about Roger Federer's Uniqlo deal. That's a little 300 mil or something
we'll
like
take
that.
cents on the dollar of that if anyone's listening.
We'll go to the next one. Angus Healy says the A-League is underrated. What are our thoughts here? And this is really only 2 people, but Sen, let's see your thoughts first.
The A-League.
Oh, we got a bit of contemplation here from the fellas.
So Sen's put in underrated.
Has he?
I'll say
Mims.
underrated.
Okay.
I'll go underrated.
All right, so you both of you agree here. Why, Migs?
The reason I'll go underrated is because most football fans in Australia don't pay a single eye to the A-League.
Yeah.
They watch, Premier League, Champions League, etc. The A-League's not bad. It's not great. I'm not saying it's great.
No,
But why do people not watch A-League?
Because it's not as good as the Premier League.
it's a bit stinky.
You don't have the star players.
Dare I say then it shouldn't be underrated?
No, it's underrated the fact that no one even watches.
Yeah.
Like the bar
bar
is
is
the
just
bar
on
is
the floor.
really
Single
low.
viewer.
When's the last time you watched an A-League match, bro?
I don't think.
I think I've ever watched an A-League.
No, I've watched a
match.
handful, but it would have been like back in the day when Western Sydney Wanderers first came on the scene.
I was going to say that's probably the peak of the A-League was around 2014.
The Sydney Derby was
2015.
actually a spectacle to watch.
Yeah.
Whereas now I think attendance is low. The
died.
police are beefing like all
Yeah,
the
I saw
fans and shit.
They're killing the sport.
Exactly. But it's still worth watching. It's just I don't think anyone watches
There's still good players that come out of the A-League. So, there's guys that have come out of the A-League that got signed for, like, Bayern Munich, for example, like the biggest club in Germany.
Yeah.
So, there's still talent there. So
And there's
that's why I
something
would
about
say
supporting the
it's-
local club. There's
Yeah.
something, little fanism there.
The office that I work at is a co-working space, and the A-League does the co-working there as well. Mate, every time I go into the office, no one from the A-League is there. So it's just an
They're all
empty
playing,
shell.
bro. They're all playing out in the field.
no, the blokes, the marketing guys, no one's there.
It really shows in the marketing
I gotta
endeavors.
say.
Clock some hours in, boys.
All right. Now we've got the original J1M1. He's back with underrated, and he says Temu. Temu is underrated. I feel like Ro, you're a big Temu person, but let's hear our answers. Sen, 3, 2, 1.
Overrated.
I'm gonna go overrated as well.
It's overrated.
Dude, no, it's underrated. The fact that it hasn't, look, okay. Obviously, the working conditions of the people who are producing these products is terrible. Let's just put that to one side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, I'll just forget about all of that.
Yeah,
Ro.
I'm asking you to forget about that because if you do remember that, then obviously there's a different answer. Okay. But the price of the products for the quality is actually spectacular. And like you think it's crap. You think
It
it's crap,
is.
but it's not, dude. I literally bought all these like nifty gadgets, like AirPods cleaners. I bought from Temu. I bought these like little Tupperware containers from Temu. I'm gonna buy Spike Ball from Temu. Temu might be the most used website on my phone right now.
It's all shit you just don't need, bro.
No, yeah, okay. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff on there, and if you buy stuff that you don't need it. But I'm buying stuff that I do need, and the fact is, I'm getting the stuff that I do need for under $10.
Isn't it just a massive data harvest for the CCP?
It is, man.
Mate, so is TikTok, and we're on that deluxe.
And I'm a massive fan of it.
Yeah, we love ByteDance. We love,
Yeah, who owns Temu?
I don't know, Tencent or something probably.
Oh, massive shout out to them, actually. You know what? Underrated Temu. Let's go. Temu, give us a sponsor, please.
It's not widespread. The thing is, like, for example, remember Uber Eats when they first came on the scene? They were giving out discounts deluxe to get people on the app. And then once everyone was on the app, then they raised the prices. Here's your service fee. Here's your delivery fee.
Somehow, I don't think Temu's doing that. I think they're just going to constantly be lowballing. And mainly because of their atrocious human rights, which
No.
allows them to have such low overheads.
No, they're trying to-
i.e. zero overheads.
No, these guys are trying to basically become Amazon, right? So they're trying to get the market share of
luck.
Amazon. And then once they've got people on Temu and hooked, that's when your, $5 Tupperware becomes $20.
But they'll never be as big as
Yeah,
Amazon.
Think about this. There's 3 people here who aren't hooked on it. 3 to
Dude.
1.
And you really think the US
And
is gonna-
this room is representative of the world.
Yeah, it's actually 25%. You really think the US is going to allow Temu to come in and take over from
I
Amazon?
have, to be fair, I've seen a lot of videos of like 50-year-old, 6-year-old white American men hooked on Temu. Like videos of their daughters, like their dad is like really looking for their Temu package. I've seen heaps of those. So it's
Yeah.
infiltrating the market.
No, it just means your TikTok algorithm showing you Temu
60-year-old
videos,
white
right?
man.
Brother, those videos getting lots of views, mate.
No,
So-
but just get on. All I'm saying is this: get on Temu. It's very underrated right
all right,
now.
CCP, relax.
But maybe in like
What next? Watch Shen Yun or some shit?
in like a couple of years' time, I think
go
Temu's going to
watch
blow
it.
up just quietly.
To quote Ro from earlier, what are we doing here? Shilling Temu
All right, next
at a
one.
cost. Please let us know.
Henry Lester says the Sydney tunnel system is underrated. It gets so much hate, but it can actually be so rapid.
Before we vote, we're talking about like
All of them. the
Lane
new
Cove
ones.
Tunnel.
All the
Yeah.
tunnels, the whole system.
Cross City.
The Roselle one, the
Correct.
new
Roselle.
M4 one, M8 one.
All right, let's hear your answers. I will not partake in this due to my vehicle constraints. But I send 3, 2, 1.
Underrated.
We'll say it's underrated.
So underrated.
Yeah, underrated.
Wow.
Yes,
Alignment.
you got to pay a bit for it, but especially the new M4, M8 into the airport and then the Roselle one, if you know how to use it properly, so good. It kills so much time.
Roselle one's free as well.
That one's free, actually, yeah. But the airport one, actually a game changer. What went from like an hour and a half now is like 40 minutes, door to door from.
From the west, connecting the west to the airport, like it is a lifesaver. You don't have to worry about going on the.
And to be honest, it's only like $12. So in the grand scheme of things, pretty cheap.
The Cross City Tunnel saves so much stress. I hate driving through the city. Having that tunnel, mate, easy days. Don't have to worry about
Same
making.
with the harbour tunnel as well. Not bad.
Exactly. If I make one wrong left turn, I'm still good, man. But in the city, I'm going to fucking Brighton Les Sands.
All right, next one. Devash Modi 03 says Asai is underrated. We can keep this really quick given
Yeah.
we just had the Asai ball. But 3, 2, 1, send.
Underrated.
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 Asai is class.
Lift the lid. We have literally come back 30 minutes ago. We all 4 of us had an Asai bowl.
Yeah.
Individually, no less.
Beautiful, and it will
Outstanding.
remain underrated for a while.
It was a 31. It's 31 degrees outside,
Yeah.
and a side bowl hits different, bro. It's
Very
good.
nice.
Okay, we'll go to the next one. And while this is specific, I want to expand it a little bit. But Vic Head says Costco hot dogs are underrated. But I want to speak specifically about Costco food you can get at the Costco. I think they have like a bar there, like
the
pizza.
ready to eat food. The hand,
Yeah.
the hand onions.
You're just gonna say that with that context? or-
I have no idea. Onions without fun.
Did we not tell this in the
No,
We
no,
did.
We did. We got a lot of other people now listening, so
All
maybe
right.
we rehash the story.
Okay, first let's do this. Let's answer
Okay,
the question.
Costco hot dog / the warm food, the hot food that they all give. 3, 2, 1, send.
It's perfectly rated. How can something be...
It's underrated.
How
as
can- bro,
fuck.
It is underrated.
It's $1.50. How can it be underrated, bro? What do you want it to be 50
No,
cents?
because you barely go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You barely go.
It's perfectly rated. Don't be silly.
It's
Anyway,
underrated.
hand onions. Manu, explain.
Okay, what is this hand onions thing?
Bro, it's the funniest thing I've seen
So-
in my life.
Bro, minus today's little what are we doing here?
Oh, this-
Second biggest laugh of this pod I've ever had. Right, for the new listeners and Kush apparently, who's forgotten this story, The old tale of onions goes back to last year, I think around May, when we wanted to refurbish the room. Obviously, our go-to thing would have been IKEA. You weren't there, Kush, for that, but we decided after a pod recording, we'll go to Marsden Park. They have an IKEA and a Costco. You know, we can
Next door.
next door, so we can get a feed, and then we can look at the fine furnitures that they have. That day, Ro, no breakfast as usual, was a bit grumpy. Pod recording also went long. So in our car trip to the IKEA Costco, man, he was fiending a hot dog and a pizza and a sundae and all sorts of $1.
The soda.
The soda, exactly. So we get to the Costco, and I think you two hadn't been in a long time.
Yeah.
Whereas I have been somewhat recent. So, you know, they asked me, you know, where do you order? What do you get? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, order at the till. And then you go over to the side part. If you have a hot dog, you can put, you know, ketchup, mustard, relish, onions.
Little condiment station.
Condiments. You can get serviettes, etc. And then one of us also had to man the seat because it was a Saturday lunchtime, hard to get a seat. So one by one, we would go order, get our food, and then put our condiments on, like separately, right? So I think Sen and I went first while Ro manned the seat. Thank you, Ro. Then we got our food and like, okay, we sat down. Ro, you can go order your food. So he goes to order his food and then he gets his hot dog, right? and then
I remember this now. I remember you telling this.
he gets his hot dog and then he goes to the condiment station, right? And then obviously the sauces are in sauce bottles. They're pretty self-explanatory on how to use the devices, right? But the onions is a bit of a weird one.
The onion is some medieval contraption where you like crank the lever.
So it's low-key
to
like
pull out the onion.
So imagine a handheld pencil sharpener, right?
Yeah.
Where you got to crank the thing and the onions will
And
come
it's
out.
freshly sliced onion.
Yeah. And then there's a basement to catch like any rogue
The residue.
onions, right? So I don't know what Ro did, but he walks to the table with his like hot dog prepared and he's like, bro, isn't it weird you have to grab that? You gotta grab the onions by hand. And then Sen and I locked eyes. We're like, hey? And we're like, bro, you have to crank the thing. Like, and then we like, can't you see over there the metal thing? There's a handle that you can pull. Like, take a look.
And it should just like fall into your onion without you having to do anything.
And then we look over, and then there's no one using the machine, but there is a cleaner wiping down the whole table and putting all the scraps into that base, that thing that catches the onions. Oh shit! So this man had all sorts of bacteria on his onion.
It's the hand onions.
The
bro.
hand
The
onions.
hand onions.
I do remember you telling. That's wild, bro.
And even with that,
Didn't you say there was a guy after you who saw you doing the hand onions and he followed you? He
followed you. What did you think the lever was for?
no, I didn't
You
know.
didn't see it.
No, I didn't see the lever, or I don't remember if I saw the lever or not. But I just couldn't clock that. That's where the onions came out. I just saw the onions in like the little
Bucket.
the bucket, and I was like, oh, this must be
Filth bucket.
the onions for my hot dog. And I was looking for a spoon. I was like, oh, is there a spoon around? There was no spoon around. I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just get in and get out.
Dude,
Yeah.
and that still wasn't my favorite part of that day, dude. My favorite part was at the
Oh,
end
come on now.
where he barked at a little kid.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
After you had food?
Yeah, this was at
Yeah.
IKEA. Now, towards the end of IKEA.
We were gonna
we
get dessert.
we were gonna get soft serves, and we were standing. I don't know. Manu walked away, so I was just left with Ro, and we were lining up, and this kid.
And then he like a wolf, like an owl, like a wolf. He howled like a wolf inside like an IKEA.
What?
So he howled like a wolf earlier, and then Manu walked away. He's like, I can't deal with this right now. So he left me with him in the line for the soft serve, and there was this kid in front of us who kept looking at us. So then I was like looking at like there was like on the side there was like maybe a shelf with chocolates. So I was looking at the chocolates, and then all I heard behind me was a roof. And I turned around, I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I saw the kid like now running and like hugging his parents because this idiot's now barked at a child, like a literal 3-year-old kid. And then I looked at him and Rose just like looking up at the sky, pretending like he did nothing. Then I just walked away. I'm like, I just went to go find Miguel.
Holy shit.
My hand is up. There was no excuse for that behavior. I was just feeling very jittery that day. I was ready to be a menace. And even with the hand onions, IKEA hot dogs are still underrated.
Perfectly rated.
No, I think the Costco food station underrated as hell, man. Even the
100%.
pizza slice, so underrated.
You ever
Totally.
seen like Adrian Widgie or something go to Costco and say this is the best food ever? Nah, but the quality is excellent. The portions are huge and the prices are dirt cheap.
Unbelievably cheap.
Yeah.
What's next, Kush?
All right, next one we've got from Christina. Christina says Pickleball is underrated. Zen, 3, 2, 1, you first.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Overrated?
Go
Really?
overrated with Pickleball.
Underrated for me, Migs?
Underrated. Kush. Floor's yours.
I've only seen clips. I've never played, so maybe it's me watching Pickleball that's a little bit overrated. But I just don't see fascination with the sport. Like I'd prefer other racket sports potentially: badminton, table tennis,
Squash.
squash.
Paddle.
Yeah,
Dude, I want to play paddle.
Do you want to play paddle?
Yeah.
Let's play paddle.
I keep seeing clips of it on my TikTok. It looks mad.
There's 2 places to play, Alexandria or North Ryde.
Okay.
It's on North
Oh,
Ryde.
North Ryde. Let's go.
It's $100 per hour to rent.
How many
Paddle.
people can play paddle at 1 to
4?
4? Yeah, that's not bad. 25 bucks. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
take that.
Okay. All right.
that's
But-
new recording.
Back to pickleball. I think it's pretty fun. Underrated.
Why is it underrated? Well,
Such
not
a-
Row because I know Row's.
Yeah,
No,
I've got-
you know what? Row, floor's yours.
well, I got commercial interest in pickleball growing
Have we ever
up.
revealed that on the podcast?
Yeah, we have.
I think you
I
alluded
don't-
to
have
it.
we? I don't think we've
Definitely have. We've talked
officially.
about it. Yeah, when we were talking about our careers in Ask TCB, I remember we talked about it.
So I have commercial interest in this, obviously, right? Currently, I'm running a pickleball business called Pickle Pals. It is a repository or directory for places to people to find places to play. Wow, that's a tongue twister in Australia. Okay, so my interest is right now I'm partnering with Pickleball Australia to be like the #1 preferred partner of if you go on Pickleball Australia site, they link out to our site. So that at the moment is a partnership that is currently happening. So I have a vested interest in the sport to
In
grow.
growing the sport.
Exactly right. And we got, me and Migs were in the AFI article for pickleball. So what can we say? In general, though, it's a fun sport because it's essentially tennis, but you don't have to be coordinated to play. For example, when we play tennis, there's a couple of our friends who are not so good at tennis, and it's like very difficult to play because tennis is a sport that if you're not good, it sucks.
It's so bad.
It's so bad to play.
Yeah.
Whereas pickleball,
anyone can play.
Anyone can pick
Literally
it up.
anyone can play.
it's so simple and it's just like fun. That's the pitch.
You'd agree with that, Mig Sen?
Agreed.
I 100%
Agreed.
agree with that.
Okay. All right. Go on to the next one. Melby John says ferry rides are underrated. What do you think of the ferry here in Sydney? 3, 2, 1, Sen.
Yeah, I'll say underrated.
Underrated too.
Underrated.
Yeah.
I think it's very underrated because if you think about if you want the same experience just in general, you catch a ferry, especially like under the harbour bridge in Sydney Harbour. If that was a tourist thing, that would cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about how much people pay for boat parties and
Yeah.
boat rides. Like people pay out the wazoo for that. And we got a little ferry that takes
It's
you
usually-
from Circular Quay to Manly, one of like the best routes ever
Yep.
for like $8 or something.
I only ever go whenever we have cousins from overseas. Like that's when we take the ferry to take them on that exact route. And that's mad that we have ferry as a public transport.
Yeah, it's
That's pretty
cool.
unique.
It's pretty cool. Because one of my co-working spaces is in Manly, and when I have to go into Manly, mate, the commute, I'm actually looking forward to it. Like I can't wait to get on the ferry, sit outside and just like watch the waves in the harbour and stuff. It's beautiful.
Okay. Very nice. We'll move on to the next one. Fire Mia says staycations are underrated. Sen, 3, 2, 1.
Underrated.
I'm going to hit both because I have no real thoughts here.
So perfectly rated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think perfectly rated for me as well.
I've gone overrated.
Okay. Well, Migs, let's hear yours first. Why overrated?
And I'm talking staycations.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, can we define staycation?
like I live in Sydney and I'm going to stay overnight in Sydney CBD.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
Yeah.
That is so overrated.
Sorry, I'm just going to quickly just quietly change my answer to perfectly rated.
Perfectly rated. Okay. Why did you say that's overrated?
If I'm going to pay for a hotel and a whole shebang, why would I do it in the city I live? That's my main thing.
Change
get
of pace,
that.
maybe? Change of setting?
Yeah.
But I can drive like an hour or two or something and go somewhere that is actually different and then stay there.
All right.
But I catch a bus to the city and experience basically everything. The same thing, except I will go back to the house I live in and save a couple hundred.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing that justifies it if the place you're staying at itself is the attraction. So if you're staying like the Crown or some
Correct.
shit, fine, I'll give you that.
I've always thought if you do a staycation, you have to do it at one of those like really nice hotels.
I've seen so
And
many
then-
people go to just like average hotels.
Okay, well then I don't get that. I get it when people go and stay at like one of the really nice hotels. I don't really have any strong opinions either way. Like I get it if people do it like that, But if people are going to like normal hotels and in the city, yeah, I don't get it. Makes no sense to me.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next one, the second last one. Bros85 says underwear is underrated.
Mm.
Here we go. Send 3, 2, 1.
Overrated.
Overrated. I'm gonna say it's perfectly rated underwear.
I'm going to say it's underrated.
How can underwear be underrated? It can
Mix-
only be overrated.
Mix has also got underrated here. Let's hear
A
your thoughts.
specific pair of none. It's
Yeah. no, we're not going to do the integration here.
No.
That's dude. I don't get how it can be underrated.
bro.
All right. I actually think underwear might be the greatest invention ever made. Like, you're protecting your crown
Gonads.
jewels, your gonads, from the elements. Without them, we are nothing. We
Yeah,
are
you-
merely elephants and monkeys and other mammals.
Yeah, no. There's shorts, pants.
yeah, you have other like
Yeah.
apparel on.
Yeah.
No.
You're not George of the Jungle, bro. You have other shit that you wear.
So you're saying a little pair of underwear with shorts, that is the ultimate experience rather than just the shorts.
Yeah. Because, like, otherwise, look, I don't want to get too graphic on this podcast. I don't want to get too blue. But otherwise, imagine you're wearing jeans and you've got your wang hanging out and just friction there. And I'll just stop there when I say that.
Yeah. Well, okay, ignore the jeans. What about a nice pair of...
Stop. We're not.
Okay.
Have you ever gone outside without wearing underwear?
Well, when you go to the beach, don't you? You guys
Yeah,
go
I
free
ball in the ocean. That's different.
I still wear underwear.
I wear underwear in the ocean as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I've changed to free ball.
That's how good it is, bro. I wear an underwear even in the water.
Why? You scared what? The jellyfish is going to sting your dick
No,
or something?
no scare. It just feels better. It feels more compact. Everything feels tight.
Mine's more logistic based. It's just easier to wash and, don't have to. What are you laughing about?
This man says he's not gonna get too graphic, and all of a sudden,
But what about normal day to day? Have you ever gone without underwear?
Only at home. Sometimes I'll free ball.
Yeah, I get that as well. But never out in the open.
There was one time where I had to ditch the underwear.
What did you do?
I had explosive diarrhea, and I was like, "Dude, this has got to go." So I've left the underwear.
you were how old?
I was like maybe primary school at the time,
Right. Okay.
and so I was like,
Doesn't count.
"What do you mean it does count?"
In primary school, you had the wherewithal to know to ditch the undies.
Yeah, year 6. You're like
Oh, okay.
aware.
I was
Okay, year
like-
6 counts, all right.
Like, I thought you were like at 5 or 6.
No.
at the time.
I was like in year 5 or 6.
And
Something
you're
like
getting
that.
explosive diarrhea in year 6.
Yeah,
What did you have?
I have no idea. But I remember like being out.
I'm sure you're old enough to know to go to the bathroom.
I went to the bathroom, but
Just too late.
Mate, it was way too late. So I've decided, all right, let's do a cleanup job here. I've got the underwear, and unfortunately, I've just left it in the toilet. So I've left them a little surprise for the next person that comes in.
Ugh.
And then, yeah, that's the only time I think I've gone in public without underwear.
The I suggest is just perfectly rated because everyone wears it.
It's perfectly rated. I think so.
It's
Look,
not like a divisive piece of apparel.
It shouldn't be.
mm,
All right, last one, Kush.
Last one. Okay. Perry says the Manscaped Lawnmower 5.0 is underrated. All right, let's hear your thoughts here. Send 3, 2, 1.
Oh, okay, I need to write something massively underrated.
I'm gonna hit this twice. That's how underrated it is.
So underrated.
The 5.0 is honestly, when you're talking one of the greatest inventions,
mm.
it could be up there. You were talking about the compactness, protecting your crown jewels. Dude, the Manscaped 5.0 is the way to do it. Just that smooth sort of silk cutting edge technology that it has.
Mm.
Just to really get down there and what did we say before? Clean the pubes and gain the confidence. That's what you need.
No
Yeah.
nicks and cuts, no worries.
Oh, there it
I don't think
is.
technically we're legally allowed to say that anymore.
Reduce nicks and cuts.
Reduce nicks and
Reduced worries.
But look, Manscaped really, it's not even just the Lawnmower 5.0. There's some other stuff. Look, we talk about underwear.
I was going to say.
The boxes.
That's where I was going. Those are the greatest boxes on planet Earth, and they're severely underrated.
Those boxes are.
Big time.
Big time. And look, if you ever want to buy these products from Manscaped, there is a way to do so. You hop onto the website, you add these beautiful products that will protect your
It's
gonads.
very underrated products.
Exactly. And what you're going to do is you're going to add them to your cart. And before you hit checkout and all your payment methods, you're going to hit 3 letters into the promotion section, TCB. Once you hit TCB, you're going to get off 20% off.
20.
20%
Unbelievable.
off.
Underrated
and,
discount.
and there's more.
Oh, what?
Free shipping.
Wow, crazy.
20% off and free shipping. And so, fellas, use TCB and get yourself some good underrated products from manscaped.com.
Go shave your pubes.